So let's talk for a few minutes about privacy and what your rights are to keep your secrets to yourself. So raise your hand if you think that there's anything in the Constitution that provides privacy, individual privacies to citizens. Any hands? I see one member. So I had the misfortune a couple weeks ago giving this presentation. There was a constitutional law professor in the audience, so she challenged me on a few points. I think that the simple facts are certainly the Fourth Amendment provides some protections for unlawful search and seizure, mostly protection from the government though, right? I mean, that's really what the Fourth Amendment is about. And certainly there are protective measures in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights as it relates to non-indemnification, not saying things, right to remain silent, right? There is certainly case law that has emerged, including at the Supreme Court level, that has touched on privacy, but the bottom line is that the U.S. Constitution says nothing, nor does the Bill of Rights say anything about your right for your private information to be kept private. It also doesn't say anything about what are the implications on those who share that information. So these are really unique things. If we look globally, a colleague of mine told me, I think there's 180 some constitutions or versions of a constitution out there that do provide these, very clearly provide these protections for citizens. In the U.S., that is not the case. However, if we go back 30 years ago, even, there was a recognition that this would be potentially an issue down the road. We can go and see in 1986, there was a recognition that the real danger is the gradual erosion of liberties through automation, integration, and the interconnection of small, separate record-keeping systems. And so what that recognition, what that seemed to recognize is that looking forward, we would become very much what our digital footprint says we are, right? There is an enormous amount of information about who we are, what we do, who we interact with, that in many ways establishes a footprint all about us. And I would speculate that few, if any of you in the audience, have a real good handle on where all that data is and how well all that data is being protected. So where are protections going to come from? Are they going to come from businesses, or are they going to come from government? Well, let's talk about one business. Does anybody have a Windows 10 machine in their home or that they use at work? So I didn't until Christmas. My son got a laptop that had Windows 10. And I give speeches about this sort of thing, but yet there's that device in my house. 20%, I think 20% market share I saw just the other day. So pretty rapidly growing market share. Read some of the details. And I do think some of these have changed, but read the details on the user license agreement in terms of what that provides Windows, the free versions of Windows 10, what that provides them in terms of access and rights to use your data. So we can see it right here. Will access, disclose, and preserve personal data, including content such as contents of emails, private communications, when we believe that there's a need to do so. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't use Windows 10 or the free version of Windows 10. I'm suggesting a couple things. One is when you make those steps, understand what's behind those steps. And I guess the next thing I would tell you is that recognize that when a product is free, and this is not just true of Windows 10, when a product is free, you're the product, right? The product is what you do with that product every day. The way you use that product, the information that you share with that product is being monetized by those organizations more often than not. That's why it's free. Speaking of user license agreements, when was the last time anybody actually read one of these things? We pretty quickly scroll down to the bottom of the page as quickly as we can, we click accept, and move on through. You will see advocates on the Windows side talk about the fact that this is all available and people make this decision. And that's very true. You can't argue against it. What concerns me is over time, what these business models really do is they encourage the less financially able to really trade in some of their rights and some of this privacy that they have around the way that they use data, because it makes economic sense to them. The product's free, so I'm going to go with the free product, and that's going to allow me to use the product without the financial implications, but there's a whole other set of implications that it opens them up to.